Hey, this is Stephen Amell, and you are listening to Tomorrow's Legends, the podcast. Don't fail your city.
When the danger becomes more than one hero can handle, when enemies rise beyond one city and threaten the entire world, a team must gather together to battle the odds. A team of extraordinary heroes. And that team will call themselves the Justice League.
Yeah, hello Unlimited Leaguers. This week we got two tales of heroes not getting along. One is in Clash and one is in Hunter's Moon. And I suppose you have to think that they won't always be besties in the league. Like, why would all superheroes get along and be besties, right? And sometimes it's just us league instead of the Justice League. Like, that seems to be the mentality every once in a while. But these ones are all about putting your differences aside to fight for the greater good. And that's why a superstar hero like me can spend 2 hours getting along with no good, rotten, backstabbing, crazy lady like Harley. I'm the Flash.
Hey, I think I'm offended. I'm Harley Quinn.
See?
Hello, legends.
Hello, Gideon. Yes, just the OGs tonight. And we got God, we got so many years in this together. That's why we can say funny things like that and not be offended at all.
That's exactly right. I'm not obviously really offended, but I had to come up with something quippy.
You were quick on your toes, just like Harley would be.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with it.
I might throw you off sometimes, but I think we've done, if you count, what episode is this? This is TL374 episodes, Harley.
Oh my God. Oh my
Tomorrow's
God.
Legends. So we've done this 374 times, plus there's been bonus episodes, there's been other stuff in there, so we could be closer to actual 400 times recording together. I think we've built a pretty good rapport. I think we get each other by now.
I think so too. Even when, and tonight is not one of those nights, but there have been nights when only one of us has put in notes, and we still make a pretty darn good podcast. So
exactly, that's what you get. We got experience. We got history together. I don't know what else we call it. Yeah,
that's right.
So you are on the Cybercast Network, and you guys know the spiel. There's just all kinds of stuff here to check out, especially X-Men 97. You got to head over there where me as Havoc and Shadowcat are covering the cartoon. Are you watching it, Harley?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, okay.
I need to...
Yeah.
I have a list of things to watch that are a mile long. Dragon Con is coming up, so I'm currently prioritizing things I already committed to panels for that I'm on. So I got to make sure I watch all the stuff.
Yeah, I get you.
So, and then after that, yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. I'm having fun with Justice League for sure, but X-Men 97 is the cream of the crop when it comes to storytelling. It rocks my world every episode.
What where do I find it? What network is
it's on Disney Plus.
It is on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can watch all of season 1 and season 2. So it's only 10 episodes in season 1 and 9 episodes season 2. So it's not hard to catch up.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Not bad at all. It's really good. The voice acting is top notch. The story it's just yeah, it's good. And then also dive into DC over there. Silver Fox and Green Butterfly, they are covering My Adventures with Superman season 3. So go over there and visit them if you're into that cartoon. That's another good cartoon. It's all about animation right now on the network.
Yeah. What did they used to call that? Animation domination?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
What was that on?
The Cartoon Network, was it?
Was it on Cartoon Network?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Animation domination.
Hey, they came up with a catchphrase and it worked, because these years later I still remember it.
Still remember it. There you go. And then you got The Mandalore. We're getting ready for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie review. We're going to be covering that. So, guys, get your feedback in on that. Just send it to us. Doesn't matter when the deadline is. Just send it to us so we have it. I read that movie is going to be hitting Disney Plus and streaming services pretty soon. So if you haven't watched it yet, we're kind of waiting for that, I think.
Nice.
If you haven't watched it yet, we're going to let more people watch it. And Vizsla's got some stuff going on in his life, so he's just busy. So
he's busy.
We'll get to it. Firefly's still flying as well. The real Brian he's busy as well. He's got a lot of stuff going on. So it's summertime and whatever. So we will get to that one. I want to just throw in a plug. I mean, I don't know these guys. I have met them both many times, but Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion, if you guys have not checked out their Once We Were Spacemen podcast, oh my God, it is the best podcast I have ever heard. It is fun and entertaining, and I wish they did one every single day.
Oh, wow.
They're pretty good. They're releasing
really good.
They're releasing one a week, sometimes two a week, but oh my God, they are the best storytellers I've ever heard. They just share stories. They just get on and they just talk to each other. It's just two good friends because of Firefly talking to each other. And they've come up with all these little categories. They have this let's get to know you better section, and they each tell a story about themselves that nobody would know. So it's sometimes it's really personal stuff, sometimes it's silly and goofy stuff, whatever, historical stuff. They have a what are you listening to section where they share music that they like. They have they just got all these little sections that they've been adding to the show, and it's so funny because it feels like you're just listening in on two friends talking, and you're getting to know them personally. And I swear, I want to meet Nathan Fillion again because everything he talks about, me and him could be like the best of friends. Everything he talks about, like he asks they have guests on the show, and he asks everybody, have you ever seen a ghost? Like he's so interested in ghost stories. He wants everybody to tell him a ghost story, and he loves it. I'm like, I got ghost stories for you, Nathan. 3 of them, in fact. I got ghost stories for you. Let's get together. And he loves cats. He has a deaf cat right now that he is taking care of, and he loves it. And he's got all these cat stories. I'm like, see, I'm a cat guy too. Like, come on.
Guys, we're destined to be friends.
We're destined, and I'm actually older than him. So come on.
That's funny. You need to make this happen.
I need to make this happen.
I need you to be best friends with Nathan Fillion.
Could you?
If only so that I can meet Nathan Fillion. Without having to pay $500.
Very
Just
true.
Kidding.
I've met him a couple times. He's pretty cool. I've met him, I think, three times so far. He's pretty cool.
He's only come to Dragon Con like a handful of times, and it is impossible to get into his line. Like, and everything's like astronomically expensive because it's Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
So
he's built that up nowadays.
Yeah.
But
I do love him. So.
I don't know many people that don't. If you're into any of his shows, he's genuinely loved by everybody. But a fun story with him, I brought, everybody knows Patty Spivot on Network. I brought her mom to the expo up here, and she loved Castle. Castle was her favorite show.
I loved Castle.
And, yeah, so did I. But this is when I was still working for the expo, so I had a lot of sway and a lot of pull. So I was able to take her mom right up to Nathan Fillion's autograph booth in front of everybody, and I just said, Nathan, this is my partner's mom. She loves Castle. I just want her to get to meet you in person. And he grabbed her hands, and he held onto her hands, and he did not let go for about 10 minutes. And they just sat there talking. And he held onto her hands, and she was just completely, and this is a 70-plus-year-old woman, and she's just completely enthralled with him, everything that he's saying to her, and talking about the show and stuff. And we walked away after that, and you could see she was all flushed and fluttered, and the only thing she could say, I was like, so her name is June. I'm like, so June, how was that? And she's like, his hands are so soft. And she was just completely taken aback. And I'll always have that as a memory. It was just fun that I got to do that.
No.
So. And, I mean, it was just cool. Nathan Fillion, he knew I worked for the expo. I had the badge and whatever, and he had seen me before, and I just walked right up. I said, hey, Nathan, is this okay? And he's like, yeah, come on in. And we had our moment with him. So.
No, well, that's nice. At least he's nice. You hear a lot of different stories with celebrities in those situations, so it's good to hear that he's not a jerk.
Hey, I shared one about Tom Welling recently, remember? How much of a jerk he was to me.
Indeed. Yeah, I've recently heard stories about some other actors that I previously adored and am now going to have to struggle to separate the character from the man from now on. So.
Well, that one bugged me so much that I quit my rewatch on Smallville and I deleted the Talkville podcast. I'm done. I'm not going back to it.
Yeah, well, you were having trouble with the Talkville podcast anyway.
I mean, it's not a good podcast. It was just fun because I was supporting those guys and I liked listening to. Yeah. But like we see our friend Carrie, he's posting all the time about how crappy the podcast is. Like it's so funny. But that just, I was in the middle of a rewatch of Smallville with our teenager here. But
oh, that's right. I forgot. Not anymore. Yeah. No.
Well, that was a lot of side talk. Shall we get to our show?
Yeah, tangent cast tonight, for real.
Tangent cast. Hey, it's you and me. We haven't done that in a long time.
I know.
Let's get to talking about episode 7 called Clash. Oh, we have no news. That's what I was looking for the news section, but we have no news tonight. X-Force is usually the one that brings up the news, and in case you haven't noticed, he hasn't said a single word the entire night. I don't know what's wrong with him tonight, but...
It's almost like he's not here.
It's almost like he's not here. Let's get to our show.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
And we're going to kick it off with a voicemail from X-Force to talk about his rating for episode 7. Here we go.
Hello, Unlimited Leaguers. This is Jeff, X-Force 11, and I am out in outer space on a mission for the next 2 weeks. So you'll be getting to hear me through communications via the ring. So I want to talk about Clash. I remembered this episode vividly, and it is just so wild how Luthor and Waller are setting this up perfectly to frame Superman, frame the League, and just bring them down and make him look wonderful to the public. And it's heartbreaking because we see Billy Batson, this kid who's a powerful hero, losing his heroes. And yes, it's because of their actions, but it's also because of Luthor framing, and so it's causing division here in the League. And so it was just a powerful episode. I really enjoyed it. I give it 9 Shazams. All right, those are my thoughts. X-Force is out.
I'm not standing anywhere near you when you say 9 Shazams.
Right? I don't think anybody is.
Yeah. Awesome
Alrighty.
Stuff. All right, Harley.
I gave this one 8 super brawls. Now, I thought this was a pretty good episode, although I was actually kind of surprised by this complete all-out brawl that kind of occurs in the middle of the episode. I just wasn't expecting the episode to go there, but that's okay. It was definitely made for some interesting action. The opening one, kind of made sense, that there's a lot of action in this episode. So we had some baddies kind of doing some showdown that I didn't fully understand, so we can get into that when we get into our notes.
Sure.
And then we get this showdown with Captain Marvel, Shazam, and Superman. And I don't know, I was kind of taken aback by this whole battle. It was incredibly violent for Superman, who's supposed to be a little bit less prone to violence. And then essentially he's fighting a child, for all intents and purposes. Anyway.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a little weird, kind of a little off-putting. We're going to dig into all of these details as we continue talking. But just a final note on Captain Marvel / Shazam. It feels so weird to say Captain Marvel because I literally picture Brie Larson when I say Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
Yep.
So I may revert to Shazam at some point because then I can picture Zach Levi and the correct character, and then I'm okay. Anyways, it was just interesting to see the Shazam character here. He had these very 1950s mannerisms about him, which, was fine. It made sense, I guess, given the source material of the character, but it just made a little less sense to me in a show that was supposed to be set in the early 2000s, right?
Yep.
They don't explicitly date the show, I don't think. Obviously it was released in the early 2000s, but I feel like it's modern enough that it's clearly not 1950 anymore. So, I don't know. He felt very something. Very 50s.
It's interesting you bring that up because that is a talking point I have in the notes tonight. So,
Perfect.
Yeah. I am giving this one 8.5 lightning strikes thrice. Not twice, but thrice. Wow, times are changing. You can see the pressure getting to some of the heroes as the world is having second thoughts about them being the great protectors of all mankind. And this one takes it to an 11 when it comes to the fight between Superman and Captain Marvel, like you were saying. Like, talk about total destruction. Maybe this is where the Man of Steel movie got its action scene ideas from. As we've been saying, but we'll get to it, don't worry. As we've been saying, the themes of this cartoon are getting much too serious for kids' minds to comprehend what's actually going on. And that's probably why we're enjoying it so much, because it's not kiddie-like at all.
That's also true. I have stopped letting my kids watch this show. Although I was scanning through both episodes tonight trying to finish some notes, and I had one or both of them at one point looking over my shoulder, and I'm like, okay. Hopefully this isn't a bad scene.
Okay.
We'll skip that part. It's a lot of violence.
All right, well, that is our opening barrage. Let's get into talking about the show.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe.
All right, so we open up. Our opening section is Parasite. So we open up in this intense battle scene with Parasite, who, in case you forget, leeches powers off of whoever he touches. And we see in the foreground an elongated man laying unconscious on the ground. And then Metamorpho engages Parasite in the fight. And immediately, Parasite's using elongated powers to fight back. And I have to laugh, Harley. Elongated man, I've always thought was a joke. Like, what a useless hero. Mr. Fantastic on the Marvel side of things, I also like. We've seen him use his powers a little more effectively. Elongated man, I just thought was a joke. And we see Parasite immediately using his elongated powers so much better than we've ever seen elongated man use his own powers. Like, did you notice that?
I didn't, but we'll get into what I did and did not notice in just a second if you want to finish your notes.
That was it. Just the fact that Parasite used his powers better than he uses them. That was the first point.
Oh, yeah. No, okay. So I'm not going to lie. I completely forgot who this villain was. I actually couldn't figure out who was a villain and who wasn't in this entire sequence. There was just a lot going on. I could tell that this Parasite guy was like super powerful. I was not clocking for some reason. I don't know if I'm tired. Yes, I definitely was tired. I was watching this. But I could not clock who was who. And I was like, what is happening right now? Who is the villain? Who is not the villain? I couldn't figure it out.
Well, I think visually I didn't know either, but they did say Parasite. I think it was when Batman calls for help. He says, Parasite's here, we need... Or no, it was when Martian Manhunter calls Superman. He says, Parasite's attacking, we need your help. That's when I was like, oh, that's Parasite. I didn't recognize him either, so...
Okay.
So that's okay.
That detail glossed straight over my head.
But here's the thing, like Parasite, he actually counters Metamorpho really well with the elongated powers. Like he's Metamorpho's throwing everything at him, and he's just using his stretching ability. And like I said, he's fighting way better than we've ever seen Elongated Man do. So that's why I was laughing at it. But in the end of the fight, he gets behind Metamorpho, and he grabs his head. And it looks like he's electrocuting him. Like he's frying him from the inside. I'm like, okay, well, where's that ability coming from? Or was that him leeching Metamorpho's powers off of him in that moment? I wasn't sure which was actually happening, but... The fact is it looked like Metamorpho was being fried from the inside out. And I was like, is this what this looks like? Did we just witness an almost near death? Like, he almost killed him in that moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, this whole battle was just kind of like crazy and intense. Like, it was good, but I just was kind of struggling to make kind of heads or tails of exactly like what was happening. It definitely looked like he was more like electrocuting him. Right. And for a minute, I actually thought he had killed them both because I was trying to figure out like what was going on. I was like, what is going on? Like, he's just killing people left and right. Like, I guess these are the heroes and he's the bit. Like, what is happening? Yeah. It was kind of like a wild intro for me. I don't know. I guess I need to get more sleep before I watch these.
Yeah. Not at 12 o'clock at night or whatever, right? Or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he even counters Batman so well. Like Batman, we usually say, okay, he starts throwing all his gadgets in there. Batman can't even do anything. And that's when he actually calls for help. And we don't often see Batman saying, hey, I need help, send backup. But that's what happens here.
I mean, so much so that Jean actually calls him on it. He's like, "You're asking for help?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yes, please send help." I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy."
It is crazy. And Superman is the one who gets the call, but he's busy saving an airplane that lost its wing and now it's on fire. So he's like, "I'll be there in a minute. I got to place this airplane down." And Martian Manhunter's like, "You got no time. We need you over there." But in that little sequence as it's happening, for some reason, this really cracked me up. He's landing the plane. He's got the plane on his hands above his head, and he's flying it down. And Captain Marvel comes whizzing by. We don't know it's him yet, but he flies past Superman so fast that the whooshingness of it puts Superman's cape over his head, and he's temporarily blinded. And he's just like, "Hey!" And he I don't know why, it just made me laugh that Superman had his face covered by his own cape as he's saving the plane. I just laughed. I laughed my ass off. I don't know why.
No, I actually found it kind of funny too. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." But I do think like it has like it does kind of start the whole contention with him versus Captain Marvel, Shazam.
Yeah.
It feels weird to say Captain Marvel.
I
Anyway,
know. Yeah.
I know that's the proper name.
We
the
can say
original
Shazam
name,
all
whatever.
night if we want. That's fine.
No, it's fine. It's not technically his name. He's Captain Marvel.
Not yet.
Still, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, I did think that really did start to set up his annoyance with him. He's just like, really, this guy?
Yeah. Like, if I wasn't Superman, this would have sucked. Yeah. Like,
exactly.
I just got a plane over my head. That's all, you childish imp.
How appropriate.
So speaking of that, let's move into Captain Marvel / Shazam. So if you guys don't remember right away, you kind of hinted at it, Harley, but if you guys, our listeners, don't remember right away, he is a child in a manly superhero body in this iteration as well. But in this version, he's Billy Batson, and I had to look it up because he's been different ages all throughout the storytellings, and in this version, in this cartoon, Billy Batson is only 10 years old.
Ooh.
That's a young kid getting to play superhero. And
yeah.
There's a lot of instances of Billy Batson in this where I think he's acting definitely a lot more mature than most 10-year-olds would. There's a lot of things that he's talking about. I'm like, I don't know if a 10-year-old would be able to speak that way. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I definitely thought that. I was actually going to give him 11, like maybe 12, just for that reason, because I do feel like he's a little bit more mature beyond his years. And I can say that because I have an almost 10-year-old who definitely does not talk like that. So.
Well, I mean, in the movie, he's 14 or something. That's what I kind of thought he was, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, so like for the movies, they actually aged him up a little bit. I think he's 13 or 14 in the movies.
Right. But, I mean, there's moments in this cartoon when he's talking above his years, but there's also moments where he's really juvenile, like when he's talking to the reporters. Golly, like, I wish that, like, there's moments when you can tell he's 10 years old, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And here's the point that you had said in your opening. He's very old school superhero, like black and white era character, using phrases like "for Pete's sake" and "golly" or "gee whiz," and like it. This is showing my age. It reminded me of Leave It to Beaver.
Oh yeah.
For those of you that are really old, it's a black and white TV show, and that's how they talked. Golly, gee whiz, like there was no swearing at all, and
oh god, no.
Yeah, like they wouldn't even say that. They'd be gosh.
Exactly. Yep. Nope. Sorry, can't say that either.
That's what I mean. Like I don't. That doesn't bother me. So they they are definitely pulling an old era character here for sure.
I know. I just was surprised that they embraced that and chose to bring that forward in a cartoon that aired in the early 2000s, where this would have been very out of place. But
for sure.
I don't know. Like it felt. Like it's weird. It almost gave him this like wise beyond his years feel, which like in some ways he kind of is, but in other ways, like you said, he's still a 10-year-old kid, so he's very juvenile. And I think that's what gives him that Boy Scout appeal, for sure. The combination of that like innocence meets Leave It to Beaver, I guess. I don't know, since we're both kind of vibing on that.
Totally, yeah. So I got a bit of Shazam history here because maybe people don't know much about Captain Marvel Shazam unless they watch the live-action movies. His first appearance was in Fawcett Comics in 1940 as Captain Marvel.
Oh.
I never heard of Fawcett Comics before, but it ties into the show because he's from Fawcett City, so they kind of gave him that, right?
Yeah.
So in the 1940s, this is interesting, I didn't know this, Captain Marvel was so popular that his comic actually outsold Superman.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That is
crazy.
until 1953 when DC filed a lawsuit against them for copying Superman.
Oh, no.
And in 1972, DC licensed the rights to use him, but had to rename him to Shazam due to Marvel filing a copyright infringement against them for their own Captain Marvel, which you knew about.
Yep, I did. I did know that.
Then by 1991, his whole family and rogue gallery were fully acquired and incorporated into DC.
Okay.
So
Fawcett Comics was originally like an indie comic kind of deal that DC bought the rights to.
Yeah, so to maybe re-explain that. So Fawcett Comics created him in 1940s.
Yeah.
And in 1953, when the lawsuit was filed, they shut down. They couldn't afford it, so Fawcett Comics shut down, and the character was left alone. And in 1972, they licensed the rights to him just to use him, and then they rechanged him. And then in 1991, they bought everything. DC bought all the stuff, and now they own Shazam. So.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So there you go. So interesting little bit of history about him. Now, Shazam's
cool.
powers, if you didn't see the live-action films, and I think Shazam has a pretty cool origin story. You know, they explain it in the movies pretty good, but there's this great wizard, and I don't mean just any wizard. His name is actually Wizard.
Yep. It feels a little hokey, but it works.
It does. He's this ancient magical being who grants him the powers that are based on the Greek gods. He gets powers based on the names, and if you look at the name Shazam it's an acronym for the first names of all of these gods. So Shazam, Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. Shazam. Nice.
Very cool.
So, based on those gods, he gets superhuman strength, speed, durability, enhanced intelligence and knowledge, physical and magical invulnerability, control over lightning and magic, skilled hand-to-hand combat, and natural charisma. Those are his powers.
I find it hysterical that natural charisma is a power. Like, it's kind of adorable, but it's funny.
Well, I can't remember if it was Zeus or one of the gods used that to sleep with all the women because he was so charismatic that he would appear to the women and they would just fall in love with him, and they used that to their...
Was that Achilles?
Could have been Achilles, could have been maybe Mercury. I know Zeus used it as well. Zeus has all the powers, but...
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
So that's... Shazam got a lot, but...
Zeus. Or Hermes. Which one was in there?
Well, Hermes would be Mercury is the other variant. I think that's either the Greek or the Roman name. Mercury or Hermes are this one and the same, I think. So.
Hermes is the messenger of the gods, often called the trickster. He relied on sharp wit, jovial spirit, and conversational charm. Zeus, the ultimate divine politician, his sheer authority, overwhelming presence, and gift of persuasion meant that both mortals and fellow immortals were drawn to his influence. Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you look at that list and all that, he really isn't like Superman. Yes, he's invulnerable, strength and speed and all that, but he has control over lightning. Superman doesn't have that. Invulnerability to magic. Superman doesn't have that. Like... You know, natural charisma. I don't know. We never heard Superman say he doesn't have that.
He's a little bit too buttoned up, and Clark Kent's a little bit too nerdy to be charismatic. So, anyway.
That's your Shazam history for you. So I find that it's funny that he was like going back to the episode now. He was able to help fight Parasite before school, because when he's flying back to Fawcett City, it's Shazam. Like, in case you don't know anything about him, it's so funny. He's on his way back to Fawcett City. People on the street, hey, woo, there he is. And as he's flying over the city, he hears the school bell, and he he realized he's got to hurry up to get to class so he doesn't get in trouble for being late, and he ends up being late. And I thought that was so funny. He's Shazam. I just fought Parasite. Nobody else could beat him. I beat him. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, crap. And he flies down to the bushes, turns back to Billy Bash, and tries to run in class. It was pretty funny.
It's always funny, and that is one of the things that I think makes all of the Shazam stories a little bit more endearing. It's just the fact that it's a kid, and you're like doing all of these like crazy things, yet you're being chastised because you're late for your classes. It's really funny.
It's so funny. And here's my question though: until the end of the episode, does the League actually know he's only 10 years old? Do they know that secret about him? Because in the beginning of the episode, when they bring him into the round table, give him the lecture, I don't know if he's 10 or if they know that he's 10 in that moment.
Honestly, I was kind of wondering this for most of this episode. I mean, whether or not they know, I do feel like there's points that they're kind of being careful, like to say like, hey, you need to be careful about what you say. You need to be careful about who you seem to approve and like who you seem to endorse. And I can see them saying that to both like an inexperienced superhero, but also like almost as like a parent to a child of like, that's a good hey, point. Like this is how you're supposed to behave. Like this is your code of conduct. It's a little bit more extreme because it's superhero code of conduct, not like a typical child like rules need to follow type of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, that being said, even if the League does know, I mean, the world at large does not. So their points are, even if harshly delivered for a 10-year-old, even though he doesn't look like a 10-year-old, it's still, those points are still well taken. He has to be very careful about who he says he's approving of, even if he doesn't say, I endorse this person, you know, like in the political sense of endorsing. But like you still have to be careful, like, oh, like he clearly approves of like Lex Luthor, he likes Lex Luthor, you know, so that kind of basically lends Lex credibility.
Yes. Well, so. I think we have to go back to the power set I just said. He has enhanced intelligence and knowledge when he becomes Shazam. So
good point.
I think now that I was thinking about that, I believe that probably helps him. Because if he was truly 10 years old in the body of Shazam, he wouldn't be able to understand what they just said to them. He wouldn't be able to learn to fight like he does. Like there'd be so many restrictions. There's so many things that he would not be able to do because a 10-year-old just can't comprehend. They don't have the experience to be able to do or listen or understand or speak. So I believe when he becomes Shazam, the enhanced intelligence probably helps with all of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't actually think of that. But, I mean, still, though, I mean, he does kind of have to be careful, but at least,
he does, yeah.
But that does kind of make more sense of why he can make heads and tails of the situation and kind of, like, speak to that.
Yeah.
Especially, like, when he's Shazam, so he's kind of, like, taking in the information, and he is actually, like, comprehending it in a way that an adult would comprehend it, but it's... Yeah, exactly. It's such a weird dynamic for this character, knowing it's a 10-year-old, but when he becomes Shazam, Captain Marvel, whatever, pick your poison, he's not 10 anymore, not technically. It's so weird.
No.
It's weird characters for that reason.
It is, but maybe that's why his comic was so popular, because wouldn't every 10-year-old wish they could turn into a superhero? That's probably why he was
100%.
popular.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
When I was 10, I wanted to be a superhero, and then when I was 13, I wanted to be 11 again so I could get my Hogwarts letter. So, you know.
See? But here's another question. Like, is that part of signing up to the League? Do they get to know all of your secrets? Like, in order to say, yes, we approve your membership, we have to know everything about you, your identity, where you live, all that stuff. That's a question I was really wondering about after this episode.
Ooh, I think that's an excellent question. I don't really have an answer or even speculation. I can kind of see it both ways. I feel like they have to know, though. Right?
Because we did get in these episodes in the earlier seasons when they all revealed their identities to each other. Remember when they were on the run? Because at that point they didn't know, but they're like, yeah, I know all of you.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Maybe it was from that point going, because they hadn't made the League yet. So maybe it was from that point going forward. They're like, these are the rules set in place for the League. If they sign up, we need to know everything. Because we can't let some mystery man all we know is the costume. We can't let them in the league, and all of the secrets we have up on the station here. Like, we got to know who we are.
I mean, I do think that's a really good point. They have to probably be thorough. So, I mean, leaning into that, I feel like they probably have to know.
I would think so.
Yeah.
So, interesting with Shazam. When he calls the name Shazam, he gets struck by lightning that turns him into the hero. But when you look at the animation, and we see it in the movies too, it's a full lightning strike. Doesn't anyone ever notice that? Because he did it in a schoolyard, he does it underground, he does it like a full lightning strike hits him. Doesn't anybody ever see that?
I don't know. I mean, you can into your next point in a minute, but I do feel like this is an excellent question to be asking. I just don't think they're ever really gonna answer it. They expect us to just sort of wave it off as like a comic book thing.
Yeah.
But I do think that sort of stretches credulity. I'm trying to be too fancy with my words at 11:15 at night. But like it's bordering on unbelievable that nobody would notice that. So.
Yeah, because you would take notice of a lightning, especially in the schoolyard or where. But like I said, my next point, he even does it underground when he's fighting Superman. He calls the lightning 3 times, and it strikes from the sky above them. But they're underground; they're like multiple levels down, and the lightning just rips through the building to get to him. Or where does it come from?
I mean, I don't know. I think this is a really. I do think again, it raises a problem. Like, it's a good question. I don't know if it's just like magical lightning that seems to come from the sky. It's not really coming from the sky. It's coming from like just above his head kind of thing. I don't know.
That would be the best explanation, because he was granted his powers from a magician, from wizard. So maybe it is just above his head. Yeah.
That's true. Magic is involved. So
magic is involved. He's a magical hero in a sense. So yeah.
That's right.
Going by the description above, everything I gave you in his power set, does it sound like he could actually stand toe-to-toe with Superman? Because he does here in this fight.
He absolutely does. And I kind of say yes. And mostly because we've just been talking about magic. And you mentioned magic. And we know that Superman is vulnerable to magic.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's part of the trick. I mean, otherwise they're pretty evenly matched. I mean, going back to the description, I mean, superhuman strength. I mean, they both have superhuman strength, speed, and durability. They have all of that. The enhanced intelligence and knowledge probably brings him up to par with Superman when you're thinking that he's really a 10-year-old child. He has invulnerability. He is not vulnerable to magic. He can control lightning, which appears to be magical. So that's kind of where I was going with it. I do feel like it's plausible.
It makes sense. I mean, the lightning hits Superman 3 times, and it actually hurts him. So
yep,
magical lightning.
Lightning.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to. I mean, this is the end of the episode. We'll probably talk about it again in a little bit. But after the fight, Shazam calls his own meeting with the leaders of the league, and he tells them he quits because they don't act like heroes anymore. The heroes that he used to idolize. I think it was a really powerful moment that I did not expect, especially from a 10-year-old grown man.
Right?
How's that? A 10-year-old grown man.
Sounds like a lot of men I know, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. See. All right. Cha-ching. But he walks into the room facing the entire league, again, very mature, and he's like, I used to idolize you guys, but you don't act like heroes anymore. I quit. I want to go be my own hero and do good the way I believe good should be done. And I was just like, that was an extremely mature thing to say and do. And he put their butts back in the seats, because Superman's like, holy crap, he's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you.
So we will hear that again later. But I also wanted to say that was a very short stay. I mean, for Shazam, and he was basically in the league for maybe a couple weeks, because they did say in the beginning of the episode when Superman was going, who is this guy? Elongated man says, oh yeah, you were on a space mission when we recruited this guy, so maybe it's been a couple weeks. But Shazam never really was part of the League. In most of his stories, he's not in the Justice League. So this kind of makes sense for him to only be one and done and out of there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do think it's fun that they showcased him, but I also think that they were all using him to kind of make a point. So ongoing throughout this whole season, we have had episodes that have made all of these comments about the heroes either having too much power, not acting like heroes, acting like justice lords, like enacting their own justice, you know, like that, like they're gods, like they're above everybody else. That has been a theme all season long. And so I really thought it was kind of fun where they brought in a character that at the time, this character would have been completely unknown to anyone who had never read comics. I mean, today they had already revived the Shazam Captain Marvel character and they cast an incredibly talented and popular actor to play him. So we're much more familiar, at least I am much more familiar with the story today than I would have been had I watched these episodes when they came out originally.
Yeah. So they helped. The movies definitely helped, yeah.
Oh, 100%. I love the movies. I think they're incredibly entertaining. I think they did such a good job with them.
They're fun. If I actually think about them, I had more fun with them than I did Superman and Supergirl by quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I agree. They're just fun. Yeah. It's a great popcorn movie. Zach Levi is ridiculously entertaining. Yeah. I even like, the kid who plays Billy Batson when he's, an actual kid. Yeah. He was pretty good, too.
I even liked Black Adam better. Black Adam I had a ton of fun with.
Yeah, that was The Rock, right?
The Rock, yeah.
Yeah, I love The Rock.
They tried to tell a serious story. He wanted to tell a serious story, so I thought it was good, pretty good. So
I thought it was good. Yeah. I like the movies. They're good.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's move into talking about Superman a little bit here. So this is kind of going along with everything that you've been mentioning already, but we're seeing a Superman get more and more serious as the series goes along. Like, he doesn't joke anymore. He's not talking nice to people. He seems grumpy a lot more often. Mm-hmm. This Superman is changing, especially like you said, during this season. He's on edge.
I totally agree. I've noticed a huge shift in his personality. I mean, like, especially this episode, but I feel like little by little and maybe it's because we only see Superman and we never see Clark Kent. And I am so used to, we've spent years with Superman and Lois and seeing Clark and seeing Tyler's Clark, who is like extra goofy, I feel like, but in like an adorable way, yeah. Adorkable, if you will. But yeah, I have noticed a huge shift. I don't feel like this version of Superman right now is really Superman. It feels like, not Bizarro, obviously, but it feels like a different world Superman.
He's not the Boy Scout Superman that we know.
No, which they totally call out this episode, and I kind of was there for it.
Side question, speaking of Superman and Tyler Hoechlin, there was a post in the Dive Into DC Facebook page that...
Oh my gosh, yes.
It was released, the top Superman or whatever, and Tyler Hoechlin has been nominated as number 3, was it? He was ranked 3?
God, that's crazy.
I went in there and I said, no, he is number 1 by far. Like, I even prefer him over Christopher Reeve. Tyler Hoechlin, after 4 years of Superman and Lois, has become the Superman and Clark Kent for me. Hands down.
I love him too.
Not even close. So I want to know how you feel on that.
No, I love Tyler. And we did get to spend so much time with him. But, Chris Reeves had a lot, not as much time as Tyler did, but he had more time than most because he was in, 5
movies.
It was 4 of it was just 4 of them. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. I love Tyler.
Only 1 and 2 were really received well. 3 and 4 were pretty big disasters. So.
Yeah, I know.
3 did okay, but 4 was a massive failure. So I would really only give Christopher Reeve's Superman 1 and 2 as really being
like good.
The Superman at that point, yeah. So you would put Tyler above him?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I think so. Just if only because so much of the original Superman movies it's just kind of dated now.
Yeah.
No, it sounds bad to say. I try not to judge things through that lens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of like, it's 2026 and these movies came out Oh, God,
1980.
forever
I don't
ago.
know. Superman was 78, I think.
70s.
Yeah,
70s
78
and
or
80s.
79. The one thing I like
They're
about...
older than me.
Yeah. I love the tagline for the original Superman movie, "You will believe a man can fly." Because
I do like that.
that's the first time we've ever seen anything like that, what they present. That first movie is spectacular. It's great. Chris Reeve was great. It's just... I think that article got it wrong. Tyler Hoechlin should be number one. But, hey, that's my feelings.
Yeah, I love Tyler.
Yeah. And I got to meet him. He is so absolutely fantastic in real life. He's one of the best. I would put him in my top 2. He might even be top. Out of all the celebrities I've ever met, he is right up there.
Yeah.
As the best experience.
He's really sweet. Yeah.
He's awesome.
I'm almost 100% positive. I met him in his Teen Wolf days.
Yeah, I remember the story, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like almost 100% positive. Like, my memory doesn't quite stretch that far because he would have only been there for like one weekend, and this was like over 20 years ago at this point. No, 20 years ago at this point, almost. So
Yep.
It's definitely stretching the brain cells, but yeah, I'm almost positive that I've...
You know what's really funny is my boss at work, he's our newest boss. He was an engineer in our company for many, many years. Then he left the company for about 6 years, and now he came back, and now he's the CEO running the whole thing. He looks like Tyler Hoechlin, and I showed him a picture.
Really?
I said, "This is your twin brother, man." He's like, "Whoa!" I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, "Yeah, you got you." He looks like almost like not identical, but they're brothers. They were born together. It's insane.
Oh wow, that's wild.
So funny, yeah. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I'll if I can find a picture of him, I'll share it with you. And I'm sure he doesn't want me posting his picture publicly, but I'll share it with you, and you can tell me if you see it.
Yeah, don't post on Facebook. He probably won't appreciate that.
No.
You can send it to me. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. So going back to Superman, he really gives it to Captain Marvel in front of the league leaders, like at the first roundtable meeting. To me, I felt like poor Shazam is going into the principal's office, except all the teachers are there too.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it felt like. I was like, ooh, this is rough. This is like, it's like getting called to the principal's office, but then like, it's not just one principal, it's 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Poor guy. But he he didn't actually handle it so well, because he actually gets a little bit upset and he slaps the table, and they're all like, what? Control yourself, kid. Like, you just slapped our meeting table with your super strength, because he kind of lost his cool there.
Yep. His inner child came out.
Yeah. But then later in the episode, Superman and Batman are in the middle of a fight, and Batman's actually defending Captain Marvel, and Superman's like, "Why are you guys defending him?" And Batman is so funny because these are things we don't even hear him say very often. He's like, "Well, we like him."
I know.
We like him. What the heck?
This felt like not Batman.
No.
Not Batman responses, but I was kind of here for it.
Because he's like, we like him. He lightens up the room. He's he's a shining light. He said something like that, and I'm just like, what the heck? And Superman's getting pissed off. Like, this ties into our discussion about Superman not being himself, because he's getting angry with Batman over what they're like. It's almost like he's jealous of Shazam here. I don't know.
I can see that. That jealousy could come off as well. I could see that.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just funny.
It was funny.
So speaking of that fight, we get this group of random villains come running into the scene, and they're from a super team called Cadre, which then later joins the Legion of Doom. So Cadre is a whole separate group at this point in time, but they do end up working for Darkseid and Legion of Doom. And these are the groups that Batman and Superman are fighting. And I'm just going to go through the list here because I love to break them down. I had no idea who any of them were. So I had to get out my phone and use the little Google search up thing. I took a picture of them and I said, "Who is that?" And then Google would find me all the information. I love that. It's a great feature now on your camera. Anyway.
That's sweet.
Going through order, the big heavy dude that Superman's fighting, his name is Black Mass. Okay. And his powers are superhuman strength, endurance, and density control.
Ooh, interesting.
So he can control how heavy he is, how hard he is, whatever, all that kind of stuff. So that's Black Mass. The running karate chopper in red tights is Shatterfist. And his power is energy-charged hands that enhances his hand-to-hand combat abilities. That's it.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I was wondering about him because he came running in and was
he came running karate chopping. Yeah. Because he even went, yeah, like a kung fu guy. It was kind of funny, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's hilarious. I did not clock that.
The next two that are actually it's so funny. They're all running down the center of the street to join the fight. So the next two running in, on the left side, carrying a crowbar is, well, his name is Crowbar. And his powers are, he carries an energy-infused crowbar that can deal incredible strikes of force. It's the crowbar. That's it. Where he gets the powered-up crowbar from, no idea.
Cool.
The other guy running with him, throwing the balls, and get this, his name is Fastball.
So original.
He's a former baseball player who wears a specialized exoskeleton that enhances his power and throwing speed, which he uses to throw highly destructive and explosive baseballs with extreme accuracy.
He's Sportsmaster.
Essentially, but he only throws baseballs.
That's stupid.
And he's called Fastball. I actually liked him. For some reason, I thought he was kind of fun. I don't know.
I mean, I do think explosive baseballs are kind of fun, but it just feels like a rehash of Sportsmaster.
Essentially.
Whatever.
He's a one-trick pony, though. He only knows baseball.
Okay, well, fine.
There you go. Baseball master.
Not a master of all the sports.
No, just one. So there you go. Those are the four guys running in. I guess they're just fun, random guys to have our heroes fighting. So
it's fun. I always like to learn about these random, like, D-list villains that nobody's ever heard of.
Me too. It is fun. All right, let's talk about Lex Luthor for a second. So he's on TV doing an interview to promote his new Lexor City for the less fortunate. The host is grilling him with all these hard questions, but he's actually trying to prove himself that he's taking the goodwill of the League and doing something good with it. Can this be legit? It's Lex. Is he hiding something? Is he scheming behind the scenes? What did you feel in this moment? Are you going, wow, Lex is really trying? Wow. Or are you going, no, he's up to something?
I mean, it's Lex, so he's usually up to something, which, of course, we get the payoff in the end. But I do feel like they did in this moment, I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I was probably a bit conflicted.
Okay.
Because I do feel like they've done a really good job over the last... Is it really just this? I don't think it's just this season. The last episodes where we've seen Lex, where they're trying to, like, put him on this trajectory where we're supposed to believe he's turned over a new leaf. He's really good. He wants to be president. He just wants to make the world better. And it's like, it's Lex, so there has to be a catch. But I don't know. It's like, I kind of want to fall for it. Like, I feel like they've set it up well.
Well, I mean, we've discussed it before. Lex, in his own heart, is trying to do good. Like,
true.
He wants to make the world a better place. He wants to solve disease. He wants to cure hunger. He wants to do all these things, but he wants to do it his way, without aliens, without superpowers, without anything. He wants the humans to take charge and save the world themselves. And so, like, again, this is what makes a great villain. What they're doing, they think is good. They don't think they're doing anything bad.
Yeah, I mean, it really reminded me of Stargirl at the end of season 1, where they get the huge, like, manifesto and they're like, oh, this is what the villains want? Like, we want all of this too. And then they're like, yeah, but to get this, you have to kill 25% of the world's population or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, no. Kind of like how AI wants to, save the Earth by killing all the humans. It's that kind of, like, catch-22.
Exactly. We have this inaugural ceremony to open up Lexor City in the location where it's going to be built. And the camera starts from way up high and it zooms in on this area. And it's just like, it's a couple square blocks. That's it. It's like the size of a playground, the size of a park that you would take your kids to. How is this a city? How is that Lexor City? It's a few blocks wide. That's it.
I mean, limited animation budgets.
I
don't know. I agree with you. It's likely not. I mean, is it one of those things where it's just like, hey, come to blank city, and it's not really a city, it's like a destination, like one of those overgrown malls, but instead of calling it some stupid name like Avalon, they've called it like Lexor City, whatever it is.
Why don't you just call it a neighborhood? Hey, come to Lexington. It's a neighborhood. Like, I don't know. Come to Lextown. Okay, it's like Chinatown. Every city has one. Like,
yeah, that's true. Like that's a good example. It's kind of like the Chinatown section of the city. It's Lexor City. I don't know, like kind of something along those lines. But yeah, why not just call it like a neighborhood or whatever? Anyway.
Yeah. There's just a funny scene. Lex is talking to the microphone. He's having a speech, and all the kids are running around, and he's like, "Go on, you little scamps, go have fun." I'm like, scamps? Is that a nice thing to call kids?
I don't think it is, and it's definitely very old-fashioned. Speaking of 50s talk,
I've never even heard a scamp. Like, sounds.
I've heard of it. It's generally not considered like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a swear word.
No, but it sounds
not,
like the kid is annoying. Get out of here, you scamp.
Oh, 100%. A scamp is a noun referring to a mischievous, rascal-like person, especially a child or a rogue. As a verb, it means to perform work in a hasty, careless, or imperfect manner.
Okay, so that makes sense. That definition makes sense. All right.
Yeah. I was like, that feels on brand for Lex.
Yeah. So in his city, quote-unquote, he claims he built an experimental fusion engine that can supply nearly free energy, and because it uses kryptonite molecules to control the fusion, it's protected in lead shielding, which Superman can't see through. So Superman gets super suspicious. He's like,
dun, dun,
you're
dun.
protecting something by lead so that I can't see it, and it's buried underground, and you said, I overheard you saying, make sure my escape route is planned out. Superman just has too much variables that he cannot trust.
Agreed. However, how much of that do you think Lex was setting him up for?
Well, again, that we do find that out in the end, for sure.
That's true.
But in this moment here, I was like, do we believe Lex? Was that a new engine for low-cost energy? Why would he blow up a city block of kids and families? That's not a Lex thing to do. So do we believe him that this truly was an engine to provide energy? I think it was. It does lead to the setup at the end. He was trying to set up Superman, but I think everything he did do was legit to get the setup that he wanted.
I agree. I do think it was legit, and as we say, it's building towards this like a bigger plan. So there's always something in it for Lex, something that's not above board, even though he is doing what's better for the community, or he's trying to give this like good impression to the public. He's trying to run for president, like build up his credibility. Like, it makes sense. So he does good things, but not without strings attached.
Yes. Exactly. So, talking about Superman looking through the ground to see the machine. Let's talk about his X-ray vision for a second, because he doesn't trust Lex, and he's scanning the area for whatever's in it. And we see him look at the buildings, he looks through the walls, he looks at the playground, then he looks into the ground. And he looks way down, like several layers, several floors, several, what do you, not floors, but what do you call it? Sections of building. Like, he looks way, way down before he even sees the machine. And I'm just asking the question, how good is his X-ray vision that he can see through the earth and several floors down and then see the machine? How good is his vision? That's crazy. That's crazy control for me.
No, I agree. I do think that's a bit crazy. I mean, of course, this is not, he's not old, but it's a very experienced Superman. So he's had a lot of time to like hone his skills. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like, here's one layer and then another and another. It's like, it just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
It's like, when is it going to stop? Like, it did feel pretty crazy.
It was a lot. I mean, that kind of goes into how when we've seen him, even on Superman and Lois, he's sitting in Smallville and he's like, do-do-do-do-do-do. I can hear a woman screaming in Japan. I better go. What? What do you mean? How do you pick that out of an entire world of people? What the heck?
Yeah, it's like it's almost like he tunes it out, and then he gets just enough of a hint, and he's like, oh, I have to tune in so I can hear this piece right now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's just crazy. Some of it is a little bit over the top. That's why I've always thought Superman is way overpowered. Just too much of everything with him.
Yeah.
Hence the name Superman, I guess. It should be over the top, man. Too much, man. I don't know.
Oh my God.
So, Superman's kind of losing his cool and his level-headedness here. He refuses to listen to Lex or to anybody, and he wants to tear the ground open and destroy the machine. This is tying right into everything we've been saying. Like, this is not Superman. He's getting frustrated, he's getting angry, and he's not listening, he's not paying attention. When Captain Marvel tries to stop him from going down there, this is the full-out brawl that breaks out between them. And it is absolutely nuts, Harley. Absolutely nuts. They go toe-to-toe, trading blows, and the sheer amount of city-wide destruction is off the charts. And this is where I called back, it's the Snyder Superman movies all over again. Between the two of them, I was counting, I was paying attention, they destroyed 7 full skyscraper buildings.
Wow.
4 of which actually fully collapse. Like, they don't just bust through a few windows. The buildings actually completely collapse and fall into the ground, 911 style.
That's crazy.
Or 9/11 style, I should say.
No, yeah.
4 out of the 7 fully collapse into the ground. The very first one is the Lex Luthor Hospital.
Yeah, I saw that.
It fully collapses. What the F? So much destruction. The way they're flying through the buildings, and they're either collapsing them or they're being completely destroyed. And I'm just watching this. Like, the whole city is watching. They're on TV. All this stuff is happening. And they're destroying 7 of these buildings. 4 that collapsed, like I said. They have to have just killed hundreds of people. Especially the hospital. You think of how many people are laid up in the hospital, sick or dying or in a serious disease or broken leg, whatever. There's no way anybody got evacuated. There's no way they were prepared for this. Superman and Shazam just killed hundreds, if not thousands of people by decimating 7 full skyscrapers. They were not prepared for that destruction. It's the same argument I had for Man of Steel. There's no way they're like, oh, there's a fight going on, evacuate the city. They do not do that. The fight breaks out, the city gets destroyed. What the F, Harley?
No, I'm with you. And this was kind of like the part of the movie, the part of the show where I was just like, what? Like, this felt so out of character, especially for Superman.
It was
feel
violent,
out of character.
Like, yeah.
It was incredibly violent. Like, they were literally destroying buildings. There was no way they were evacuated. Yes, it's a cartoon, obviously. Like,
yes,
it's not like this was like really happening on like the daily news, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, if this really did happen, I mean, we're supposed to expect 2 heroes that are supposed to be protecting everybody in this city potentially just killed a lot of people based on what they were just doing. Like, there's no way these buildings were empty. It's like just not in a city. Like,
no,
buildings like that are never empty.
They are never empty. No, they are not.
Especially a hospital. I was like, jeez. I was like, okay, we're just killing people left and right today. Here we go.
Doctors, nurses, and a bunch of hurt, injured, sick people. Like, yeah, it calls back, and I always, this is the Luke Skywalker theory all over again.
Oh, no.
Luke Skywalker, like, we gotta stop Darth Vader. Yes, he's the worst villain. I'll just blow up the Death Star. That has 1 million employees just working a normal job. Like, nobody ever thinks about that. Luke Skywalker is a mass murderer.
Yes.
Because there's not only is there stormtroopers, but there's regular guys just sitting at the computer consoles. There's a guy mopping the floor. There, whatever. It had millions of people working there, and he blew them all up just to get Darth Vader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That tracks.
So this is the same thing. Superman just wiped out 7 buildings because he's jealous and pissed off at Shazam.
Yeah, I know. I think that's what kills me is it's not even for like a good reason, like an alien invasion or like something crazy.
Or any
like
bad
Avengers.
Guy. Yeah, it's
like,
two
you know
heroes fighting each other.
Exactly. I'm like, this is ludicrous. It's part of the reason that I think I only gave this one an 8, just because I'm like, this whole fight in the middle, I'm like, this is just senseless.
I expect
this from the 10-year-old, but Superman's the one who starts it. Superman's the one who starts it. Cut that out.
Well, yeah, I'll be writing that one down. I'll put a large beep there. You guys didn't just hear that. That'll be a big.
Didn't hear anything.
Nope.
Sorry.
But yeah, this is why I'm speaking with such energy. The shock and awe of what Superman is basically becoming in the show. I
know. Like, I don't like it. It doesn't feel. It feels like they're build, and because I haven't seen this, but it feels like they're building up to a Justice Lord situation.
I can't even remember if that's what happened, where it goes. Yeah, I don't know, but it's crazy.
That's what it feels like. I don't know.
Anyway, it gets down to under the ground. They're both down there, and they're fighting in these underground. It reminded me of a submarine or something like that they're in. But anyways, the underground building.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And Captain Marvel calls Shazam twice, and Superman gets zapped by the lightning twice. The magical lightning that actually hurts him quite a bit. And we see him banged up. He's got the bruises and the cuts and the scratches and everything on there. So I have to admit, I didn't expect this out of Shazam. It's a really decent fight between the two of them. Like, they really traded blows and maneuvers.
Yeah. No, they did. It was it was kind of ingenious, so like at the same time. Like, I wasn't expecting either character to use that power. And so, once Superman realized he was going to keep doing it until he like incapacitated him, I thought it was smart of him to get the upper hand and turn it around so that he changed back. And I think that was the point that told me, okay, he knows the secret.
He knew it already, and that's why he turned it around on him?
Because he knew what would happen.
See, and that's why it's either that, or he just like, you're going to zap me with lightning? Fine, I'm going to get you with your own medicine. Zap. Oh, crap. He's a boy now, and that's where he puts him down and wraps him up. So I think I could go either way, but maybe Superman knew at that moment. Yeah.
I think he knew, and that's why he did it, to depower him. Because he could feel that the lightning was going to overpower him.
Yes.
And so I feel like he made a snap decision. I think he knew, because then he gags him. He gags,
to not call Shazam again. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he definitely knew.
And again, just dialing it back, what were they really fighting over? Lex wants to open the city. Superman's like, Shazam comes in there and he's basically like, hey, like, listen to Lex. I believe him. He's going to be okay. And that's really what started the fight. Yep. Is the defense and argument over whether Lex could be trusted in that moment. And they went all out. Like, there is something bothering Superman for him to go that far into beating up a fellow member of the League. We don't see him do that to the villains.
No, but I think it's Lex. I think that's Lex getting under his skin and proving that he can outmaneuver him in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back to Lex in a moment. I got a few extra points here that didn't really fit into those sections, so I just want to bring it up. And I just, the first one, having fun, I want to say, see, I told you last week, fire and ice, again, are in the background scenes throughout this episode. Did you notice them this time? They were walking down the hallway with Superman.
There's a lot of people walking down the hallway that that they acknowledge, so it was kind of funny.
But it's just fire and ice. They're always there. They're in every background scene, and it's so funny.
That is funny.
They're the recurring background actors, those two.
That's true. I've seen Stargirl a couple of times too.
Yeah, Stargirl's there, you're right. When Superman is giving heck to Captain Marvel at the round table, and he's listing off all the things that they don't do. We don't do this, and we don't do that. One of them is, we don't sell deodorant on television. And when he says that, Flash hides in embarrassment. And I'm like, Was Flash, did he actually already do that and get in trouble by the League? Or is that he's just kind of hinting at these are the kind of things Flash has done and we don't accept that?
That was a direct callback to the previous series.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. There was a whole episode about it.
That's right. That's right. The commercials, yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't sell deodorant on television. Yep.
Yep.
Did you notice that Hawkgirl is also back at the round table, part of the council?
I sure did.
So she's fully a league founding member again.
She sure is, which comes into play in our next episode that we'll get into.
It does. Perfect timing.
I know.
We can't end the episode without going, aha. Lex cannot be trusted after all. The episode ends with him toasting champagne with Amanda Waller saying it all went better than they hoped, making Superman look bad in the public eye. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted to have happen.
Exactly.
He's running for president.
Motive. He's running for president. He's setting the Justice League up to be the true bad guys, to be, the gods that are watching over the humans.
Yep.
Where's
this going to go?
Flash.
Yeah. Where's this going to go? What's his ultimate end game? What do you think?
Ooh. I mean, obviously, definitely some kind of showdown. I think he wants the Justice League dismantled or made illegal or whatever. He wants the Justice League gone because, of course, a super-powered superhero entity is not good for him and his
not if he's president.
nefarious deeds that are cloaked in goodwill.
Yep.
So.
Well, we'll see where that goes. He wasn't in the next episode, so we'll see what it comes back around to.
Yeah, that's true. They seem to be doing them every other, which is kind of why I like watching two at once.
It is interesting, though, that Lex is now a League villain, not just a Superman villain.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Well, that is it for episode 1. Man, we got a good hour in on just episode 1. That was great.
Yeah, we did. I don't think we're quite as high on the second one.
The second one will not be half that long because this first episode really had all the really good discussion points to dig into.
Agreed.
All right, well, let's pause for our first ad break here, and when we come back, we got favorite scenes to play still from the first episode.
Alrighty.
Shape out an eagle!
All right, Harley, you are up first with your favorite scene.
All right, for this one, I chose Second Chances.
America is a nation of second chances, and no one embodies that concept more than tonight's guest. Once viewed as, shall we say, a less than admirable member of our society.
Oh, much less, I'm afraid.
Lex Luthor has transformed himself into a respected and admired presidential candidate, and we're delighted to welcome him to the O'Bannon agenda.
Thank you, Phil. But I'm not here tonight as a campaigner. I'm here to talk about something far bigger than mere politics.
And that would be?
My newest project, Lexor City. A fully functional urban paradise built for low-income Americans in search of that second chance you were just talking about.
Let's be straight here, Lex. There are people out there right now rolling their eyes. They're saying that Lex Luthor hasn't changed, that he can't be trusted.
Can't say I blame them. But people can change. Take Hawkgirl, for instance.
You take her.
Now, Phil.
Hey, what you watching?
Shh. My point is, yes, she betrayed the Justice League. Yes, as a consequence of her actions, the Thanagarians almost destroyed our planet. But, seeing as how the League has welcomed her back into the fold, they've apparently forgiven her and offered her a second chance.
They've taken a lot of heat for that decision.
Maybe they're being naive. Some might say dangerously so. Or maybe they just want to give her a chance to redeem herself. According to Captain Marvel, they're giving me the same benefit of the doubt. And believe me, I intend to make the most of it. Lexor City is my way of accepting their goodwill and passing it on.
I hear there's a huge open house event tomorrow night with all proceeds going to charity.
That's right, Phil. And I'm hoping Superman will attend. I know how much he loves charities.
Hey, that's great, isn't it?
Let's talk about your presidential campaign, Lex. A Daily Planet poll of likely voters shows you only 2 points behind.
So I do like that it's kind of got like a dual purpose here, but it definitely sets Lex up to be a sympathetic character, like that we need to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it also sets up the next episode that featured Hawkgirl and Second Chances. So
yeah,
it was kind of interesting, the parallel there.
Yep, and it's true, and I like it. It's a sign of the times too, because back in the day, in the late '90s and the early 2000s, it was a very popular thing to get people on talk shows like that, and,
true,
and just interview them. So it's kind of fun that they brought that. It's just bring a little nostalgia for the time period.
True.
All right, I'm up next, and I'm calling this one Since When?
If it's just a simple robbery, why call us?
It was anything but simple. They ignored valuables, precious gems, high-technology artifacts. In fact, the only thing they took was the contents of this safe. Nearly 4 pounds of weapons-grade kryptonite.
So?
The lock was nano-picked. LexCorp technology.
Then Luthor...
Which anyone could have gotten their hands on. Or for that matter, planted here to incriminate Luthor.
You know it was him.
I'm not entirely convinced. This is pretty sloppy for Lex.
He's the most arrogant human being on the planet. He wants us to know.
Maybe.
Maybe?
I'll go to the watchtower. See if the Atom can find something I missed.
Since when do you miss anything?
Since when do you jump to conclusions without evidence? Go to that charity event tonight. You'll help raise some money. And keep an eye on our elusive Mr. Luthor.
Since when? See what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, that was a good exchange. I like that one.
And it's not even just Superman. There is something up with the League. They're all stressed out and not acting themselves.
Agreed. I think there's a little bit too much pressure with the giant organization that they've built.
Yeah, I mean, even goes back like how many episodes ago when we I think I mentioned last week when we saw Wonder Woman going to town on a regular human bank robber.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
She's like, I've had enough with men. Like, yeah,
that was wild.
So they're snapping. They are snapping, and yeah, I mean, this is a great storyline for the series to take because it's that question: what if? Like, these are superpowered beings and aliens that we can't do anything about. So what if they did turn on us? Hence, Justice Lords.
Yep.
What do you do? Like, it's
Exactly.
And it's like that movie, what's that? Brightburn? Did you see that? Brightburn?
Ooh, I didn't. I've heard it's good though.
It's asked the question, what if Superman, when he crashed to Earth, was not nice? Mm-hmm. And it's a horror movie. Like, imagine a kid with Superman's powers running around murdering people as a killer. Because he uses his powers to that advantage. Like, it's scary. Like, heat vision and super strength and super speed. He's slaughtering people, and it's freaky. What a crazy what if question. Like, God. So
wild.
Yeah. All right. Last up, X-Force got in his favorite scene, and this I wanted to ask you. This is a fun question, X-Force. I know you're going to be listening. Just take this with a grain of salt. It's fun. When you're not here to be part of the show, should you get first dibs on your favorite scene? Because this is the one that I wanted, and I got in here. I'm like, what the heck? He picked it already? Should you get first dibs when you're not even here? Come on, I'm waiting for your vote, Harley.
Oh, you're waiting for my vote. I thought you were waiting for him to answer from the future. I mean, if you watched the episodes first, I do feel like it's fair game.
Okay.
I mean, you know.
I'm just glad that this scene is part of the show because I think this is the best one of the whole episode for sure.
Yeah, no, this is a really good scene.
Yeah.
One of us would have picked it.
Yeah. So. Just Rajni X-Force. But next time, no. This is Captain Marvel quitting the League, basically.
Look, Captain, I want to...
No more lectures. I called this meeting and I'm going to have my say. But my whole life I've looked up to the League. You were my heroes, every one of you. And you were more than a hero. I idolized you. I wanted to be you. Whenever I was out there facing down the bad guys, I'd think, what would Superman do? Now I know. I believe in fair play. I believe in taking people at their word and giving them the benefit of the doubt. Back home, I've come up against my share of pretty nasty bad guys, but I never had to act the way they did to win a fight. I always found another way. I guess I'm saying I like being a hero, a symbol. And that's why I'm quitting the Justice League. You don't act like heroes anymore.
He's right.
They set you up, Clark.
Does it really make a difference? After all, They.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, that is not a 10-year-old kid talking there. That is some serious maturity right there.
I know, and that's what makes this character hard sometimes. But yeah, it was really good.
Holy, talk about a gut punch to the entire league there like that.
I mean, in a lot of ways, though, like, he's not wrong, even though he was set up and it was coaxed out of him, but still.
Yeah, he's not wrong there. It's just, yeah. Oof.
It's not wrong.
Pretty powerful moment for a cartoon.
Indeed.
All right, well, let's dial it up a notch, or not. We're going to go move on to episode 2, which is Hunter's Moon. And we're going to start off our ratings and stuff for that one.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
All right. With our ratings, X-Force has his for that as well. Here he is.
Hello, Unlimited Leaguers. It's Jeff, X-Force 11, giving my feedback about Hunter's Moon. All right. I give this one 8 unlikely allies. I remember this story vaguely, but I liked the fact that we get the Thanagarians back and see the consequences of the events that really ended the Justice League series and see how things went with them. And it was cool to get to see Shaira and Vixen working together and getting Vigilante in there, getting to see who he was. And he is that type of Texan, but we know from looking at his pistols that he's got type of energy weapons, not just bullets. But the fun of it was really hearing Nathan Fillion and Gina Torres talking and having a good time together like they did on Firefly, and that was just a blast. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun one and a good way to take a little bit of a break from the overall arc of the season, because we don't really get anything that's tied into the other stuff, but it was a fun episode. All right, those are my thoughts. X-Force is out.
Yeah, you know what's so funny is, like, I can tell it's Gina Torres for sure, but if I didn't know that was Nathan, I would not have picked up on that being him. Now that I know it's him, I can hear it, but he did a really good job changing his voice to be this character.
He did. I had to really listen to it to pick it out. I was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, I can hear parts of it." But yeah, it was. Yeah. He did a good job. It did not sound like him.
And it's so funny. We were talking about him in the first episode when he wasn't even in it, but this one he's fully in it, and it's great. Gina and Nathan together again after their series Firefly, so they get to be together on here. It's so fun.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh man, I can't wait for Firefly Still Flying to come out. Oh my god, I can't wait.
So close. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, we don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Okay.
No idea. I got no news about that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I gave this episode 7 unlikely friends. Jeff and I had very similar ratings. This one was a bit slow for me. I did think it had some really interesting character dynamics that I kind of teased out of the episode. It was nice to actually see the fallout from Shair's betrayals explored and that they had consequences. Yeah. So I like that it didn't, just fall by the wayside. They actually explored the different things that needed to happen from all of that. I like the unlikely friendship that formed between Vixen and Hawkgirl, despite the obvious love triangle with John. And I really did not like the vigilante character the more I saw of him on the screen.
Oh, yeah?
I get that they're trying to play up that cowboy aspect, but he just felt mostly kind of stupid and a bit chauvinistic to me. He wasn't overly bright, but anyway.
Yeah. We'll talk about him coming up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I'm giving this one a 7 voluptuous vixens. I tell you, like, if boys weren't interested in girls yet, then watching this episode sure got them thinking about it. And this show, because, again, we're talking about all the sexual tension and the way it's being animated. I mean, the way she was flirting with Jon Stewart in that room, rolling over and you know, laying down and having all her cleavage just hang out in front of him, and, like, just all the way they animate. I'm like, this is... Seriously, guys. Like, wow. Gonna have young boys, you know, asking questions. But anyway, another team up episode with 2 other league ladies. And as much as I love Hawkgirl, this one wasn't the greatest of stories for her. Like, I felt it was a bit slow and it was a bit light. While it brings back her people, the Thanagarians, it's not a deep enough plot to really dig into. So I don't have a lot about it to say tonight, unfortunately. There just wasn't a lot there.
Yeah, I agree. There wasn't like a ton there. I grabbed out some different points that just like happened within the episode, just that I thought were kind of interesting, or, you know, maybe some different points to talk about some of the characters.
Yeah.
But I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's dive into our notes for this episode.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe.
All right. The setup. In a full-on flashback narration, last season, when the Thanagarians attacked Earth to use it as a hyperspace bypass, the League destroyed it, which allowed their mortal enemies, the Gordanians, to attack Thanagar and win the war. Before it was all over, Ro-Talik, Shayera's ex and leader of the Hawk People, ran a suicide mission, flying his ship into their flagship, destroying it. But it was too little, too late. So Perindul, the Thanagarian warrior woman that we see, comes looking for Shayera to set a trap for her and kill her. That's your setup for this episode.
It is indeed. And honestly, it had been so long since we'd seen that particular episode that they definitely did have to remind us all what happened.
Yeah.
I was kind of happy for it. The flashback did bring back some of the details from that previous episode for me, brought them a little bit more like front and center. So it was helpful that they put it in there. I didn't feel like it was, you know, like wasted screen time, but I did find it kind of funny that they definitely had to remind us. Well,
I thought it was great. I actually don't think we saw all of it. I don't think we saw Ro-Talik fly a suicide mission. There's a lot of stuff we never did see before. The fallout of what happened after they shut down the bypass. Like, we never saw the war. So it was very Star Wars like, and it was cool. It built up to a tragic ending for Ro-Talik. It's like, oh man, like, that sucks.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. It was the fallout, and that's, you know, part of the thing that I like about this storyline is that they did share, like, you know, what happened next, which we had kind of been left on a cliffhanger for going on almost 2 seasons at this point. So
yeah, that's true.
All right, well, the trap. So you kind of alluded to it, that Perindul tries to set this trap, and I actually thought this part was a little bit ingenious, so I kind of wanted to call it out a bit. Okay. I actually, at the very beginning, I thought it was a legitimate distress call.
So did I. Yep.
I was really surprised when Perindul kind of pulled off the helmet. I did recognize her straight away. So I was like, oh, this is one of, you know, the Thanagarians, you know, she's going to be after Shayera. That's why she wants her here.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good setup.
I agree with you. I completely bought into it that there's a little research team in trouble. They're calling for help, and okay, we're sending Hawkgirl out there. It has to do with nth metal. We got to send her out there because she knows what to do with it. And I was also thinking, oh, nth metal, like, is she going to forge new weapons? Like, what's going to happen out of this? Like, there's a lot of things that kind of happen in my mind really quickly. But yeah, it fooled me totally.
Yeah, it totally fooled me. What I like is that it didn't end up fooling Hawkgirl. It did not take her long to sort out the ruse at all. I mean, like, they weren't even in that mine for like 30 seconds when she's like, oh, this is off. There's no shadow, or there shouldn't be a shadow, or whatever it was that she picked up on. She said
the shadow was fake because when she was using her mace as a flashlight, and when she swung the mace back and forth, the shadow didn't even move. it stayed still. So yeah,
that's what it was.
But
yeah,
great perception. Like she was paying attention. So
yeah, and so she very quickly deduced the entire mine was a hologram, which meant this entire thing was a trap. It was just set there to lure them in so that they could capture Hawkgirl.
It's funny you said it was set up as a trap. I remember that episode in Firefly. Did you see the when they were talking about Nathan Fillion when he comes on the bridge? Did you see me talking to her and you see the way? Yeah, we saw trap.
Exactly. It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's funny because we got 2 Firefly characters here. So
I know.
Next point.
Yeah, well, the Thanagarians kind of fall into this like setup clause, and so I just wanted to like talk about their crew a little bit. It was kind of a little odd. They had a very motley crew, including some sort of like cyborg version of Krieger, whatever his name is.
Krieger. Yeah.
That was crazy. That was very weird to me, seeing like a very, very damaged Hawk person, Thanagarian, whatever, and like his only motivation was killing Shayera. I was like, wow, this is a little wild.
Yeah. So. Well, they kept. He said he had brain damage, so they kept using that to their advantage. Like, yes, you just want to kill her. This is all Hawkgirl's fault. He's like, right, it's her fault. I must kill her. So they were totally setting him up. But I'm trying to remember what happened to him way back. Like he got hurt seriously in the battle. Was it Hawkgirl that hurt him, or are they just brainwashing him to think? That something happened to him where he lost the fight pretty badly.
I don't remember all the details. I think we actually thought he was dead in the particular episode.
Yeah, that could have been it. And so they obviously saved him with this cyborg revival suit.
Yeah, which they probably shouldn't have. But I definitely think there's some brainwashing going on. Right. He's clearly having issues, but they're brainwashing him for sure.
They are. Yeah, so the crew, like you said, pretty motley. It was just a ragtag group of them.
It was kind of crazy.
There was that one big muscular Hawk person too. I don't know who that was, but sort of like the right-hand man at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they had a couple different folks out there. But yeah, kind of crazy. So they had an odd crew coming to try and get her. And kind of another section that I did like. We get this hint, I don't know, probably in the middle of the episode, where we think Vixen might actually betray Hawkgirl when she's been captured by these Thanagarians. And it turns out that it's kind of just a clever ploy, so she can actually radio for help to get someone to so they know where they're at. But I liked that. It almost like kind of got me in the moment. So I don't know. Did you fall for that? Did you think Vixen was going to turn her in?
Well, yes, and it still stuck with me even after the very end episode. I still was like, they're fighting over the same man. She might still backstab her somewhere.
Yeah, interesting.
Maybe. I don't know.
Interesting. I feel like they had come to an agreement by the end of the episode.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out.
Maybe. So, yeah, we'll have to see. You're probably mostly right. Like, 'cause she used it as a ruse to get on the ship, and her and Hawkgirl end up working really well together. So, yeah.
True. All right.
Yeah.
So I did have some points about Vigilante himself.
Okay.
Including the fact that I distinctly do not like the nickname Vig.
That is so weird. It is. Why would you shorten Vigilante to Vig? Sounds
a little too close to something else.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's just.
I was like, ew, no, don't call it that. I was like,
Vig.
oh, wait.
That's not right. Like, come on.
I did not like it. And they used it multiple times. It was not just like a one-off. It was like throughout the whole episode. I was like, okay, y'all, can we just stop?
It just call him Vigil, or if you have to, or something. Like it's just one of those names that you don't short form. Like you like my name, Martin. You can't call me Mart. It doesn't work. Nobody calls me Mart. Marty? Sure. But Mart is just no, you don't know. No. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
So
call you Marty from now on. No, I'm just kidding.
There are a few people have in my lifetime, but
that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so another point. This is where I thought we had some interesting character points. Was he was not ready to respect or like accept Hawkgirl's authority in the least.
No.
I don't think he ever really got over her betrayal of the League. And honestly, I think a lot of the League might still be feeling this way. They still kind of look at her as a traitor. At least I feel like he
did in the first big chunk of the episode. Yeah, he wasn't quite ready for sure.
No, not at all. I mean, I really felt like he had a hard time letting her take the lead this episode because he contradicts her at almost every turn.
Yeah. Even in the opening moment on their mission, when they're flying in, she's telling him to stabilize the whatever, and he's like, I know what I'm doing. Like, so, yeah,
yep.
They were fighting over everything.
Exactly. And throughout the episode, they kind of show that he's not really maybe the smartest fighter. I don't know. That was my take. I felt like he was just sort of shooting off his guns a little bit willy-nilly. At one point, Chayira actually calls him out, saying that he's going to give away their position. So, I didn't think he was the smartest fighter.
You're not wrong, because he responds to that. He's like, well, at least I'm doing something. At least I'm just keeping them honest, or whatever his remark was. Like, he's just shooting randomly. Yeah, like his aim was not that good.
No, and to her point, all he's doing is just giving away exactly where they're at. So I don't think it was very smart. Although toward the end, I did really appreciate the trap he sets for one of the Hawk people so that he could kind of commandeer the ship. So he had his redeeming moment, at least slightly. In terms, slightly. Well, he does end up saving Vixen too. So
true.
Yeah. He gets redeemed, but yeah. Overall, the more I saw of this character this episode, I was like, I don't really like you that much.
Yeah, I've got a. You know what? I'll just bring it here. I have a point in the extra thoughts that goes along with what you're saying. What I felt about Vigilante is he's getting a lot of screen time on this show. It's not just this episode. He's been in a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Like, he's just a gun-slinging cowboy. There's nothing special about him. Why do they keep pushing him on us as if he's some kind of awesome, cool character we should all love? Like, I think he's kind of useless. There's nothing about him that's engaging that I'm like, oh my God, I want to cosplay as him. I want to get an action figure. I want to read his comic book. I don't care. Why are they pushing him on us?
I don't know. He seemed pretty useless to me, to be honest.
I mean, there's hundreds of League members that they could have given us time with, and they've given this guy like 5-6 episodes now.
I know. I don't like. I didn't. The more I saw of him, the less impressed that I was, to be honest. So I was not a huge fan.
And my last question with him that I had in the extra point section is what kind of bullets is he firing? Because they're coming out red, and they're leaving little red explosions when they hit something. It's not regular. It's not a regular 6-shooter gun that or they look like regular guns, but they're not regular bullets that are coming out. So, does he actually have a superpower, and that's what that is? I don't know. I should look him up and find out. But
yeah, I don't know. I just sort of assumed it was more like a laser type of gun, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because he fired it off way too many times for it to be an actual 6-shooter, so
true.
He would have been so far out of bullets, it's not even funny.
Would have been so far out of... Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to see it.
Well, while you look him up, the last point that I had, kind of with like him and Vixen, they really get on to Hawkgirl about the whole betrayal thing. Like, it is a very constant theme throughout the episode, so much to the point where Vigilante is kind of like throwing some digs out at her, kind of in the beginning. He's like, is something along the lines of they're trying to tell her they're going to stick with her to the end, and he goes, yeah, you really don't get that concept, do you? And I was like, ooh, ouch, jeez.
Yeah. There was that theme carried through the entire episode until the end, where they kind of work it all out. So,
yeah.
No, you're right. It was an uncomfortable trio.
It was. Yeah, it was for sure.
So here's his After his father was killed by the outlaws, the radio star known as the Prairie Troubadour took on the mantle of vigilante to serve justice. He possesses no superhuman abilities, but is a master marksman with trick shot capabilities, an expert lariat wielder, and a skilled hand-to-hand fighter. And that is it.
Alrighty.
So there's nothing special about him. He's the Lone Ranger, essentially. Big deal.
I mean, that's kind of how I feel. But to your point, he's on the screen a lot.
Yeah, he is. And I don't know why. So, so there you go.
All right. Well, do you want to chat about Vixen a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Let's move into Vixen next. Okay, I was trying to find my place in the notes there after that. So, talk about, and I mentioned this when we were talking about Vixen, talk about turning up the heat when Vixen pulls you into a side room. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That was like soft porn.
No kidding. I was actually really surprised by this part. And I not only like just how long it went on, and then like some of like the motions, like the innuendo, the not so much innuendo by the end of it.
The poses she was striking.
Yeah, it was very sexual. I was like, eek, isn't this supposed to be a kid's cartoon? Sheesh. But I did think it was a little bit interesting that he ends up kind of chastising her for not being professional. And to me, it didn't feel like he was trying to be professional, because I feel like this is something that he may have been like into. I just think he didn't want to get caught by Hawkgirl with Vixen, even though like she's aware of it. I think it's entirely different story to be seen in that way together. So
yeah, because he was just saying something. It's not unprofessional for us League members to be doing this while we're on duty, kind of thing. So yeah,
exactly.
I think he doesn't want any rumors to spread. Yeah, for sure.
That's what I think.
But it must be nice being superheroes, because she's like, hey, I'm in the mood for Chinese food. Let's go for breakfast. He's like, oh yeah, that place right by my apartment. She's like, no, let's go to Beijing. I'm like, must be nice to be a superhero. Just fly around the world, do whatever you want. Let's go to Beijing for breakfast today.
No kidding. That's what I was thinking. Although honestly, I'm with her. I'd rather go for a romantic dinner myself in China. But still, regardless, must be nice.
I mean, we've seen it so many times. We saw it on the Flash TV show when Barry would just run off. Hey, I got croissants from France. Here we go. Here's breakfast. I'm like, come on.
I know. Must be nice, right?
Must be nice.
All right, so we had a couple points here about Vixen's powers specifically. So I just wanted to talk through a little bit of it, because I did actually think this was kind of fun. This is one of the things I like about Vixen, and getting to see all of the animal powers that get showcased throughout the episode.
Yeah.
So the first one we saw, and I think, this was me guessing, I think it was a salamander?
Or
maybe
a gecko
some type
or something
of
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because after they first land, she uses it to like scan the terrain before they even get out of the ship, like covertly. I was like, that was kind of clever.
Yeah. That's what salamander, gecko, maybe it was a gecko because geckos have good eyesight.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Very
and then she uses the cheetah power to run away fast when they're being shot at and stuff. And I just like the way they animated it, the way she took the power and the way she ran. It just reminded me of Chitara from the Thundercats, which I love. I'm like, come on, guys, you actually made it exactly like Chitara. But it was cool.
That's really funny. They probably did. I'm sure all those writers had been inspired by the Thundercats.
And then she jumps from the tree using elephant powers, and she lands on the robot guy, and she's so heavy he can't move. And I thought, that's kind of cool. That was a neat use of her ability.
I did like that one a lot. She just underestimated the reach of his robot arms, apparently. Mm-hmm. But I really liked that she, used the weight of the elephant to kind of hold them all down.
Yeah. So
that was pretty cool.
She's versatile in that sense.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Hawkgirl now for a little bit. So, back in the beginning, John, Martian Manager, is giving her heck for not pulling her weight as a leader. Often acting alone and on her own. I'm guessing she doesn't think anyone trusts her anymore, so she's not even bothering to try to be a leader. But that's what he's giving her heck for. He's like, I'm trying to give you your leadership back, but you ain't acting like it. But I think it's because she's uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. We see this with Vigilante after they land on the planet. And so I think what we're seeing there is happening all of the time.
Right.
And so I think, yeah, she's not stepping into her leadership role because she senses that people don't fully trust her and they haven't really forgiven her.
Yeah.
But the more she stays in the shadows, I mean, that's not going to help that image. Like, do you know what I mean? So
true.
She's going to have to do something.
So John kind of has the right idea. Give her one mission where she is the leader. It'll help get her past that hump, yeah.
I think so.
She's also feeling guilty about everything that happened because of her. And she ends up wanting to turn herself in. And when they realize that the Thanagarans are only there for her, they're like, just give us Shira and we'll let you guys walk away and live. She wants to turn herself into them and let them take justice on what she's done. She's at that point where I'm done dealing with all of this. I'm just going to turn myself in.
Yeah, and this one gets complicated as well because, like, on the one hand, it's commendable on her part that she wants to be held accountable for what she did and what she did to her own people. But at the same time, she's now part of the Justice League, and she also betrayed them as well. So there's, betrayals on all fronts, and she's definitely feeling like she doesn't have a home at all. So yeah, I can see her. Guilty. Yeah, I mean, she's just feeling guilty about it from all sides.
Yep. It's a tough position for her to be in, for sure.
Yeah.
But the mission is a failure, but they end up winning the fight and making their way back home. And I love this because they're getting off the javelin back on the watchtower, and John's like, "Oh my God, you're here! Are you guys okay? I was so worried." And they walk right past him.
Yep.
And they have a good laugh at his expense. They're sitting down in the cafeteria, and they're making fun of his underwear drawer, how military he is, and a few other things. They're just girls being girls after they both dated the same guy, and we've seen this happen all the time in live action, in real life. It happens, right?
Yeah.
But they're really open about their feelings for him. Like, even though they're making fun of him, they both come around saying, I still like him, and yeah, I still share his bed, and they realize that they're both interested in him and they decide to draw some lines between them about it. So Vixen basically says, I'm with him right now, and I like to see things through to the end, so back off. And Hawkgirl's like, duly noted, but challenge accepted, and kind of thing, in a roundabout way, right? And that's kind of where it ends.
Yeah, I mean, and that was what was so fun about that scene. I do like that they came to the mutual understanding. I do like that, Hawkgirl is respecting the fact that Vixen is with him as of right now, even though I do feel like John and Shira are more like destined to be together. Like, I do feel like I think they're a better match. Yeah. I feel like Vixen is just too. I feel like Vixen's almost like too much for John, if that makes sense. Like she's out of his league, or he's out of her league. Whatever. She's like up here, and he's like kind of down here.
Yeah. Well, I think she's definitely a city girl. Yeah. And she's definitely, I don't know what the word is, experienced or open in her lifestyle with, because he is very rigid and military. Well, so is Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
Hawkgirl's rigid and they understand each other in that way, and that's why they match each other better.
Yeah, I know. I do feel like there's a lot of ways that they are better for each other, but I do think it'll be interesting to see how everything resolves itself. I was curious if they were going to show who he ran up to. when they both came off the plane. So I did like that he didn't get a chance to go to either one of them. They sort of just walked right past him.
Yeah, and he went.
That was my question.
Middle.
Yeah. And he was in the middle, and I was like, oh wow, you can't get any more clear than that. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah, you don't know which. Yeah, it makes you wonder who, or was he worried about both of them? I don't know. I was so worried about you, about which one or both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which one's gonna come to me?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Well, some extra thoughts for this episode. Going all the way back to the beginning, Jean won't let Lantern go with Hawkgirl because he says you're both founding members, so you can't be away on the same mission. And I thought I think that's the first we've heard of that rule, that two founding members can't be away on the same mission. But then I was like, well, what about all the times when you're all there fighting? Like, is it only when it's a major Earth threat that you can all be there, but every other normal mission you can only have one founding member? That was just an interesting point that he made.
Yeah, I do think that's an interesting point. I wonder if it's because this one was on like a planet far away. I don't know.
Right.
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, this one's a funny one. I had to put on subtitles because I wanted to see how you spell Parandul and some of these names. So I left the subtitles on for the whole episode. And when Hawkgirl lights her mace to use it as a flashlight, the subtitle goes, pew. And then later on, when all the laser fire is happening, they're being shot at, and it's a big battle, it was just constantly pew, 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 flashing across the screen, and I was just laughing.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's so
really funny.
Definitely a lot of pewing happening.
Oh my gosh.
So what do you think of this? When they're fighting Parandul, the lady hawk woman there, she unsheathes Wolverine-like claws when fighting Vixen on the ship.
That was pretty wild. I was not expecting that. I was trying to rewatch that fight to see if Vixen like invokes another power, because she's also using some claws, but I couldn't tell that she like pulled an animal spirit or whatever. But yeah, the Wolverine spikes that came out, I was like, whoa, okay, that's crazy.
I mean, are those supposed to be hawk talons? They look exactly like Wolverine's claws. Like, there was no difference. So I was like, okay.
I don't know what they're supposed to be, but yeah, they were crazy looking.
Well, here's one last little fun thing I noticed. When they arrive back on the Watchtower, Lantern runs through to see them. He runs through a crowd of heroes all waiting to greet him. Did you notice that he passed Our Man? Like, Our Man from Stargirl. That's the first time we've seen him.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did not notice that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen Stargirl in the background a few times.
Yes, but Our Man, well, he actually pushes right by him. It's Our Man standing there. I was like, cool. Easily recognizable.
Very cool.
Well, that's it for the episode. Much shorter.
That's it.
Much sweeter. It was okay. Just not deep. Wasn't much depth there.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was, yeah. I mean, it was kind of slow. I mean, short of like breaking down every scene, which I don't think either one of us really wanted to do.
No.
It was just, I didn't feel like there was as much to dig into, but not bad. Solid episode.
I had Hawkgirl on the screen, so I was at least happy with that. That's all that.
There you go.
You can see I got a tiny little Hawkgirl with me tonight.
There we go.
All right, let's pause for our second ad break, and we'll come back to favorite scenes for this one.
Shape out and eagle!
Alrighty, X-Force is up with his first one for this one. He called it Love Life. Let's see what that's all about.
Is this what I think it is?
It's transuranic iron ore. Nth metal, like my mace, but unrefined. What about it?
We're stranded on a rock pretty much made of the stuff. Are we in any danger?
Sit tight. Don't move, and don't touch anything. Prep a javelin for me. I'm on my way.
Wait. I'm assigning a support team.
Don't need one. I'll handle it myself.
That wasn't a suggestion. You haven't been pulling your weight as a team leader.
Excuse me?
You're not alone anymore. Stop behaving as if you are.
I'll go with you.
No, you won't. You're both founding members. I don't want there to be any question who's leading the mission.
Then I'll go.
Fine.
You gotta be kidding me.
Javelin 26 is ready for you on pad 9. I'll have the last team member meet you there.
Come on, then.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Vixen hasn't spent much time in space. Good experience for her.
You know what I mean. Sending my girlfriend and my ex on the same mission?
Difficult as it may be for you to believe, I don't take your love life into consideration when I make command decisions. I've assembled a rescue party. Help is on the way.
Signing off. I don't know how to thank you.
But I'm sure I'll think of something.
The reveal. Yep. That's the girlfriends having to work together.
Exactly.
But he does answer my question there. I guess he says, you're a founding member. We need to make sure we know who's the leader. But that's still a bit strange to me. I don't know.
A little bit. I think he was just looking for an excuse. He wanted Hawkgirl to lead the mission.
Yeah.
And he didn't want her to defer to anyone else because they may have been around longer.
Right. It was an experience boost for her. That's what it was.
Agreed.
All right, mine is up next, and I call this one Filthy Hawk.
I found their trail. Search in Delta configuration, but search on foot.
Why? We don't care about the others.
But she does. She's with them on the ground. That's where we look.
Hey, Vix, ain't this supposed to be your territory? Use some of your animal tricks to give us a leg up.
What makes you think I know anything about the jungle? I live in a loft in Chelsea.
We're going to split up. We'll each try to find Parandul's ship and use her radio to contact the watchtower for help.
Be a lot easier without all them bird folk in the way. We should thin the herd first.
We'll do it my way.
You're still loyal to them, aren't you?
She ain't loyal to nobody.
It's not about loyalty. I understand them. I understand how they feel.
Well, ma'am, all this understanding is liable to get us killed.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm in charge. You have to...
What, trust you? Seems to me that's been tried.
Vidge, we can't do this now. She's mission leader.
She's a Thanagarian. I don't know what you did during the invasion.
I fought them.
So did I, for all the good it done me. Filthy hawks caught me. Locked me up in a tiny cell, humiliated me. Your people, Hawkgirl.
I've told you not to call me. You've been hit.
I was in a fight, remember?
Why didn't you say anything?
Didn't want to raise no fuss.
If you don't trust me, you shouldn't have to follow me. I'm going to take Parandul's offer.
Turn yourself in. We've been through this already.
What do you care? I'm just a filthy hawk, right? When I look at myself, maybe I owe my people the chance to pass judgment on me.
You know, for the last few months, all I've been hearing is Sha'ira is so brave. Sha'ira is so tough. Sha'ira never quits.
Vixen.
I'm embarrassed to say that I was maybe a little jealous of you. But seeing you in action here, I'm thinking John must have been talking about some other Sha'ira.
We're in this together. That's how it's done.
There's a lot in there, actually.
There is a lot in there. I'm glad you picked that scene, because if you hadn't picked it, I would have.
Yeah. It starts off with them arguing over what way to go, and then arguing over the leadership, and then arguing over trust and betrayal, and then they eventually find their way back. Like, you know what? We got to have each other's back, or we're not getting out of this. So it was a pretty good full circle moment there.
It was. No, I liked it. It was a really great scene.
And I did hear Nathan a lot more that time.
Well, when you start listening for it, you can pick it out. Yeah, it's crazy.
Good job. All right, you finish it.
All right, I called this last one Unlikely Friends.
I was worried about you.
When do you want to do this?
No time like the present.
Mari. Sha'ira? Oh, man. This is gonna be ugly.
Not to mention his taste in movies.
I know. Old Yeller? What's that about? And he's such a Marine. You should see his underwear drawer. He folds his socks.
I have seen his underwear drawer.
He still has feelings for you, you know.
I know.
Is it mutual?
What's not to love?
Funny thing about me. Whenever I start a book or a movie, no matter how bad it is, I just can't stop until I get to the end. So even though John and I have only been together for a little while, well, I just like to see things through.
On guard.
Off to the races, I guess.
Yeah, that's so Gina though. Like you can easily hear Gina there.
Oh yeah, you can definitely hear her. So I do like this scene just because I like that they kind of came to a friendly place. So maybe they won't be like digging at each other so much, but you can definitely tell they're both after the same guy. So I think Shire is going to respect that boundary, but at the same time, you know, if she's given an opening, I think she'll take it.
Exactly. Yeah. Or does something happen to Vixen? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Or do they just break up? Or, you know, John breaks up with her for Shire? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. Something like that. We will see. We will see. All right. If you would like to support the show, and again, we love all of our supporters that are still there and have been there all this time. Thank you so much for helping keep the show running. This is how you can do that.
If you'd like to support our podcast, you can do so at our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/tomorrowslegends.
If you don't dial in, we'll cry like a violin. Feedback.
All right, feedback time, and all we got is a voicemail this week from Perry White. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, Legends of the League. Perry here. Let's talk about Clash and Hunter's Moon. For me, these two episodes proved to be a bit head-scratching. Let me explain. So, in Clash, was it just me, or is Superman's Lex Luthor paranoia dialed up to an 11 here? I mean, the last time they interacted publicly, Superman had just gotten Lex Luthor pardoned. And yeah, I know the League suspects Lex is behind the Katniss-Waller alliance, and Superman and Lex are absolutely mortal enemies, but here it just seemed like Superman was totally unhinged and he lacked any sort of nuance, right? He was just being a big blue wrecking ball, and to me, that seemed wholly out of character. I mean, good lord. He fought Captain Marvel harder than he fought Doomsday or any other villain that I can remember. He just seemed to be going off the rails. And man, that level of destruction and violence was almost unforgivable. And then he had a nerve to be talking to the press, talking about, the League will pay for all this. And Batman in the background just looking at him like, man, why in the world do you keep cashing checks that I got to write? Man, it's just made absolutely no sense. I mean, Superman just got played. And I figured by this point in Superman's life and his career, he would sort of be able to see Lex Luthor's trap, at least a trap like this, from like a mile away. I just can't believe he fell for it. And another thing about the episode, right, is how in the world is an OG member like Superman not aware that the League just recruited like another member? I mean, does he not get copied on the memos or the emails anymore? I need a copy of the League bylaw stat. All right, on to Hunter's Moon. Let's see. I mean, I like Shira. I like Vixen. Still, this episode just fell flat. I mean, I know the series needed to reconcile Shira's betrayal of the Thanagarians, but in this episode, they gave us a bunch of Thanagarians that I don't remember and I don't really care for. I mean, I'd say they should have just leaned into the soap opera nature of all this, right? What if they had brought Rotalic back and, created some sort of love rectangle with him, Shira, John, and Vixen? I'm not saying that would have been better, but it would have been fun. Honestly, I mean, I don't know what else to say about this episode that would have saved it from being mediocre. Maybe you guys have some things to say about it that maybe will change my mind a little bit. I do have a question though, right? So this Thanagarian-Gordanian war, can anybody tell me why the Gordanians were so easily able to mop the floor with the Thanagarians? I mean, I don't know anything about them, but they keep talking about this war, and it seems like the Thanagarians weren't able to put up much resistance. I'm just wondering how that happened. All right, that's all I got. I've got a paper to put out. By the way, I finally did get a hold of Kent. He does seem a little bit off. I swear, if I didn't know any better, I'd say he's suffering from roid rage. Great Caesar's ghost.
I do think in that episode where they introduced this back in the other series, I want to say they explained why the Gordanians were so powerful, but I can't remember.
Yeah, there was something there because they showed us flashbacks of it, and there was like armies of hundreds and hundreds of them just marching across the landscape and stuff. These lizard-like people. So maybe it's an outnumbering situation because when they're telling us the story in this episode, they just showed like hundreds of Gardonian spaceships surrounding the planet. So maybe it's just sheer matter of numbers. They just didn't have the firepower to fight back.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up some stuff on Google here. The classic DC animated continuity, the Gordanians serve as the mortal enemies of the Thanagarians. The Thanagar-Gordanian War was a bloody, decades-long conflict that devastated the Thanagarian Empire. In the climax of the Justice League animated series, Rotalic orchestrated a false invasion of Earth. Blah blah blah. Oh, it's just a quick recap. It doesn't really ever say why.
Well,
so
that just
I don't
kind
know.
of explains it.
They may never have answered it. The wiki might have something, but I'm not sure.
I mean, the show's been kind of showing us that Thanagar and Thanagarians are maybe a little more advanced than we are, but maybe they're not that far different from us. Like, yeah, they've got nth metal weapons, but that's just a different type of ore that they can make their stuff from. So I don't know. That's a good question. I think to me the Gordanians just had sheer numbers.
Yeah, it says they're a race of slavers.
Yeah, they said
with
that in the first iteration of them too.
Yeah, there's not a lot of information on them.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. But Perry, I'll just tell you, rewind this episode about an hour and a half to re-listen to my complete rant about Superman going off in that episode, and you'll know that I feel exactly the same.
Yeah.
You were definitely feeling everything we were talking about, for sure. All right, awesome. Thanks for that, Perry. We will get on with the show. If you want to be part of this for the next episode, just send in your thoughts to what this little musical clue tells you.
If you would like to be a part of the show, you can send in your feedback to Tomorrow's Legends Podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us on Twitter at Tomorrow's Legends. We'd love you to join our Facebook page at facebook.com/groups/Tomorrow's Legends and become part of the community.
Next week in episode 9, Question Authority. The Question-fearing disaster decides to kill Lex Luthor to avert it. In episode 10, Flashpoint, Lex Luthor executes his masterstroke to eliminate Project Cadmus and frame the Justice League. Ooh. Ooh. So that's
double crossing them?
Well, it's a double Lex Luthor episode.
It is, but it sounds like he was just cheersing Amanda Waller, and now he's going to eliminate all of Project Cadmus. Isn't that her pet project?
Yeah, but he wants to make it look like it's the Justice League's fault. So he's trying to make them look bad. Because he's going to probably release to the world that Cadmus is become a thing to stop the Justice League from being bad heroes. And maybe he makes them do something for the Justice League to attack, and he frames them. Like, I don't know. He's just continually trying to publicly humiliate the Justice League. So it's interesting that he's going to destroy Cadmus. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
It's his project, like you're saying. So
yeah. He's out for himself, that's for sure.
And what does the Question do to try to kill Lex? Like, that's kind of crazy.
I don't know. We know he doesn't succeed because we make it to Flashpoint. But then again, it's an episode called Flashpoint, So
I know. Why would you name it that? We know the Flashpoint story, the Flashpoint paradox, what that's all about. Like, kind of a silly name to be naming this episode. It probably has nothing to do with the Flash or that story.
We'll find out.
We will find out next week. It'll be just me and Harley again next week. So
that's right.
The originals, the OGs, the originators of this show that you are listening to right now. That we managed to stretch on for 2 hours. We did a 2-hour episode, Harley. We haven't done that in a while.
I can really feel that right about now.
Yeah, I saw the yawning happening. Just know that when you sign off and go to bed, I'm still up for a couple more hours editing and getting it all done. So it evens out. We got the same time.
Oh, I know. No, it's definitely not a competition. just feel the fact that it's just about 1 a.m.
Yes. All right. Well, on that note, I will let you go, and everybody have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week. This is The Flash signing off.
And this is Harley Quinn. I'm out.
Tomorrow's Legends is not affiliated with CBS, Warner Brothers, HBO, or the CW. We're a fan-made podcast for entertainment purposes only and are part of the Cybercast Network. Be sure to check out our partner shows, The Mandalore and Dive into DC, covering your favorite Star Wars and DC Comics properties. Thanks for listening.